What's up, guys? It's your boy Oxy back with another video, and I'm not gonna lie, I have been putting off this video, or at least videos like this, for a pretty long time. So I kind of want to just get through this and lab a little bit with you guys, so you guys can kind of get an idea. We're working on arm swings today. Alright, so I have no idea if I'm going to be able to use the footage that I just recorded, which was about 10 minutes of me explaining so much stuff. But it's completely fine because mistakes are part of life. And we need to start to be more aware of things so that we can do better next time. Alright, so just earlier I had done a lot of just shoulder exercises, just kind of just warming up my shoulders, which if I can't use the footage for the audio, I can still at least use the the visual that will help me with letting you see what I do when it comes to the lab. And I still haven't even started creating yet. Like, for the most part, I've just been doing arm circles. I've been doing stretches. Did my basic arm swings just on these circles. So just making sure that I push out, push it right back. I like to think like a rubber band, like it's snatching whenever I do it. So I'm doing the movement to go out, and then I'm snatching it back. Gives me more access to kind of play with it, go with it, all that good stuff. And then I did some open arm swings. So started out with just regular, kind of just going straight, and then going into different directions, different angles, attempting different things. Most of the stuff that I'm doing is coming like forward. I haven't even tried to go backwards just yet. So it's a lot of basic experimentation, basic movements that have no creativity involved with it. It's just moves based on your foundation. So like as Crush puts it, this is your foundational material. So if you have access to this exact place or arm swing that not a lot of people use, that is your foundational material, okay? If it is something that you can do in a different way than what is normally portrayed, that is material. That is what you have access to be able to use in your own way and be different, all right? So I did circles going forward from the top. I did a couple of circles going from the bottom. You can even go full if you feel. It's kind of just however those original, that base arm swing, regardless of how it comes out, as long as it comes back to that arm placement that you decided, it's going to be an arm swing. It's going to be a basic arm swing that has a very, very clear stopping point. And then for open arm swings, that one doesn't have a stopping point. You can have that thing go wherever you want. You can have that thing push out in different directions. I use that probably more than any other arm swing, only because it gives me the opportunity to finish an idea, but kind of curve it into the next, if that makes sense. So like, if I throw an arm swing, and then my arm swing ends over here, I can start my next set of material or ideas from over there. Now, I can move with it, I can keep it here, I can do this. I can do kind of anything from an open arm swing. You can do this with other arm swings as well, but like I would say that your first arm swing is really, really good for like blending with the arm placements, because that basic arm swing kind of deals with that. So adapting material to that would be like changing up the arm placements and then going into it. Like that's a really good way of playing with material. And then obviously with open follow throughs, whenever you go somewhere, let that take you, which is really, really dope. Easy stuff. And this is the stuff I think about as far as just very, very base layer. So like, this is ground level still. I'm not going into creativity. I'm not going into gestures and material. No advanced techniques here. Very, very basic stuff. Now, closed arm swings. I want to work on that now, because this is probably where a lot of my lab is going to be coming into. So any arm swing that has a stopping point is where we're going to put a lot of our attention to detail. So we'll go with some basic ones right now, and then we'll go with some different directions. We'll start to half and probably even quarter some of our arm swings, just so that they have like stopping points wherever whenever I want to add actual material, creativity, and all that stuff. But yeah, so basic, go into that full motion. You can do it from an arm placement, stop it. You can go side, stop it. That's the closed arm swing. Basic, go into that full motion. You can do it from an arm placement, stop it. You can go side, stop it. That's the closed arm swing. Stop it, closed arm swing. I'm doing everything right-handed first. I'm doing about maybe 15 of them, finding different dynamics. And notice that, like, especially for this one, I'm not really focusing too much on the stop just yet, because all these ones are comfortable for me. So like, none of these are things that I can't stop naturally. So then do the other side. And this gives us so much room for material, because that, I have stabs, that's a stab, I have yanks, but now if I could take that yank and do like a pull, I can do grabs, I can do setting stuff down, I can do impale. That's kind of like a stab. That's kind of like technically. I don't know why I just said that basically twice. Catches. Super, super easy to now build material off of. And all you're doing is just swinging your arm in the motion that you would like it to go. And the power that comes from it is in where you stop. So, crazy ideas, especially once you get comfortable with a movement, and you go, if I know how to do this right here, what can this be? So, cool stuff I'm saying. I do this quite often, so it's like easy. Alright, so anyway, now doubles. This is kind of where I said where my focus point is for today's lab. Now, I have the regular, which is going to be throwing overhead, and it doesn't matter, kind of like I can make it this way. I can make it to where it has an open arm swing. I can make it, because this is like very, very basic, like forwards only. I have the out. Which is cool, but again, there's nothing like super flashy about it. I would say that that's, once again, like if it's like one arm does it and then the other arm does the same exact thing, you're like doing kind of like one thing and then trying to make it into a much bigger deal by adding your other arm, which is cool. But we're trying to do more. I do back, like that one's really, really fun, and then downs, like slams. Cool. But I want to kind of do things that involve not just them kind of doing the same thing, but maybe to where there's a more of a intricate, almost abstract, like there are two objects, two completely different things being done that I can adapt to. We're going to try to put them together first so that we can get the idea, and then after that we're going to try and split them up, but they're going to be maybe on different beats, maybe on different like hits. For example, just that one that I just used, I have not tried that yet, to where one of them is a swing going under and the other one is a swing going up top. So if I like swing it, that can be like stomp, swing here, boom. But if I was to swing and then maybe use my hip to swing the other way, like it's like a boom. That's crazy. Essentially, like I said, two arm swings. You can put these things together. You can do it like you're grabbing and then make something. You can do it to where your body is involved more so. Bang, boom, boom. Like that's, I'm going to use that for sure. But it makes it to where your body is going to start to think of ways to adapt it and to add actual material and creativity, because it gives you so much more to work with. So if you ever heard somebody because I feel like this is like the most abused tip in Krump. If you ever heard somebody say, yeah, go back to foundation. You want to work on something? Go back to foundation. Oh, you want to do that move right there? Well, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Go back to foundation. Usually what they mean but cannot say completely without like ungatekeeping their style and the way that they think is to create material with your foundations by working in different ways to improve your foundation. So isolations, detailed movements, intensities, switching that up, the textures that you can now allow yourself to be open to. These are all stuff that helps so much. And I feel like people do take that for granted quite often, myself included. I cannot say that I am the best at what I do. I can also not say that I'm not aiming to be the best, because I am aiming always to shoot really high. And if you don't have that obsession with pushing yourself to the absolute limit and being the best, then it's like, not to say why are you here, but it's to say why would you compete? Because there's a lot of people who battle in Krump, but they only want to Krump for fun. They attach themselves to the politics of Krump, but they don't want to Krump like that. That was one. So for sure, adapting into one is like kind of like a straight, other one's kind of pulling from the top. I want to do something going for the back more so now. So like, if I can, this is fine, but I feel like it's great. But if I was to use this other hand, I would maybe ooh, that'd be nice. That with a pull, stomp, maybe even add a chest pop to it. Oh, that's like pulling skin off. That's crazy. All right, cool. And this is just me thinking about different ways. Then later on, I wish I could show y'all. But to be honest with you, this is where I start to gatekeep. But when I drill all this and I start to figure out how it's going to work and start to apply actual material, actual concepts and everything to it, that's where the thought process comes from being super, super short to like fucking ballistic. So that's not something that we want to do. Speaking of gatekeep, while I'm testing these things out real quick, if you are somebody who finds their way in this dance style, you find out what works for you. You build onto whatever it is that you've been able to create for yourself. You've given to the community, because that is a very, very important fact. A factor that you should definitely include if you're going to be a part, whether you're doing this for fun, whether you're doing this because you want to be a part of it and actually want to do things, whether you're here for the politics, whether you're here for anything. If you are somebody who really finds themselves in here, you develop what really works. Gatekeeping. I know, it's controversial coming from a teacher. The reason why I'm saying gatekeep it is because of the fact that's the reason why FAMs, I think, to my understanding, this is my idea behind it, I think that is the reason why FAMs are a thing. Why in Krump, people learning from your style is a thing. Because if you had a style, had a mindset that everybody can use and everybody could do, alright, it's pointless, because all it takes is for somebody to really know you better than you know yourself. And as much as people don't think that's a possibility, sorry, we've seen capabilities on capabilities. And this goes for everybody. Alright, at the end of the day, we want to make sure that everything comes full circle. We push over to really play our part, but we want to make sure that we are still continuing to elevate ourselves. Now I feel like, I know obviously the rent part of this is really taking a toll here on the stuff that I'm doing. It's just easier for you to know not only what works for you, but how to relay that to somebody in a way that helps them create themselves. Like, I think that there are too many people who want to be under somebody so bad, want to be somebody so bad, that they jump into being under somebody, that they like the look, and sometimes that look ends up becoming them. Like, that's not who they are, but they're doing it because they represent you now. They create this because of you. And not to call that an issue, because that's not. But if we're talking about creating identity in yourself, if you, as a style or a big homie or wherever the case is, if you are having a hard time finding your little styles in themselves and where they see themselves fitting, 9 times out of 10 is because they've been training themselves to look like you, to treat the situations like you do, to create their minds and warp it around you, instead of utilizing this mindset and understanding how these things get put together from this perspective. Now, how would I do? How would this look on me? Which goes into this final part, because I feel like this video is getting too long at this point. How do you find it? How do we find our identity? How do we take our basics? I found like another one too earlier, to where I like swing from under, and then I kind of cop it. Yeah, like pushing up. Crazy. Anyway, finding your identity and why it is important to do a specific amount of work. I consider it specific because it's not just do the work, it is how you do the work. How you monetize yourself, how do you monitor your progress, and how do you make it to where you're not cheating yourself out of your own vision by attaching your vision to somebody else's, or attaching your work to somebody else's vision. When I say do the work, I mean explicitly write who you're trying to be. Okay? And to a degree, because I feel like we're all in denial as to how people view us, let's push away how people view us and start to work towards looking more as to how you view yourself. Find how you view yourself right now, detail for detail. And whether you are delusional or where you are completely
What's up, y'all? I'm D-Dash. I'm about to show you 3 KRUMP categories to get you started with KRUMP. Can I get like some street vibes going on around here? Nice. First, you need your balance. If you don't keep your balance, you will be slapping people all over the face. So the first thing you want to do is spread your feet out and your legs. You want to kind of just like get this slouch. You don't want to bend over too much, or you don't want to lean too far back. This is like your analog. Make sure you're in control. I'm going to show you the shuffle. You're going to go both legs in. Your knees basically going to do this, and you're on your heels. So don't do the ball of your feet. Don't do this one. You want to do the heels. Now, to make that a little more difficult, you're going to go at the same time. So you're going to go hit, hit, hit. You want to do it as fast as possible. You want to get that like kind of like a one beat. So like 1, 2. You want to get that like hit, hit, hit. Right? So since we on the stump, we're going to bring our legs even higher to our chest. And you want to make sure you stay in this balance because you don't want to look like this. It don't look too good, right? And make sure you don't try to do it fast and be like this. You want to get the knee up to your chest. So now, you want to get this other balance position. This is good for like body control. You can look cool, see? it looks like, whoa, where I'm at. Then the last final one is to catch your balance. It's almost like a kickball change, but you want to fall and come back to the number one position. So if I'm here, boom, boom, follow me, all right? So on 5, 6, 7, 8, you're gonna go 1, 2, count, down, down, all right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10. Nice. The second thing you want to do is your chest. You got 3 different ones. The first is the chest pop. It's not this one. So you want to trap the air, let it go. Trap, let it go. Boom, 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 boom. Kind of like a heartbeat. Then the second chest pop, you want to inhale, exhale. You're doing all this stuff and you losing breath and you don't know what to do. You like, I'm super tired. So these are the moments you got to use with your chest. Is like, really breathe, which is also good. So you can move over and you can make you fall in different directions because it helps you. Like, it's a little crazy, and that's where I get that from. Looks cool, but I'm breathing through my dancing. Then the third one, you want to go chest, shoulders up, and put on your jacket. That's the best way to learn it first. So it's like, boom, it should look like that. Then eventually, you want to do it without your arms. You want to chest, just then your shoulders. So, boom. So, first, second, third. Let me see it. 5, 6, 7, 8. Boom. Hit. Boom. Cool. Third, your arms. And just to let you know, when you see these fingers, this is for talking. This is like your language. And you want to make sure you're pointing right at each other. Because you don't want to look like cowboys or something. This is a jab. Straight. So you want to go jab, jab, jab. Your left should be just as strong as your right. You want to be like this the whole time you're around. It's like, you like in your left format. Oh. Then you got your arm swing. You got a baseball in your hand, and you throw it, and you snatch it back. So it looks like this, low, boom, snatch back. Or you can let it go. And you see how my body naturally follows? So you want to just be here the whole time. Like, since we went over all 3 categories, we just put those 3 together. So, stomp, chest, jab, jab, arm swing. See, now it's building up. So, do that with me. 5, 6, 7, 8. Stomp, chest, jab, jab, swing. Yes, and that one's control. Now, let's do a loose arm swing where our body follows. 5, 6, 7, 8. Stomp, chest, jab, jab, boom, boom. And now, you're creating that motion. Like, woo! Right? And that big stump, what I taught you earlier, I bring my knee up to bring me not just this way, but it also brought me backwards. With the arm swing. Let's put on some music and let's try freestyle. Much for taking my tutorial. If you really want to take on KRUMP, check out my other tutorials and I'll see you guys next time.
When a sore throat just won't stop, get fast relief with the Vicks Vapor Lozenges.
This game, you're not ready for it.
Here we are again. It's your boy Ty Dimes, and we gonna talk about KRUMP.
For all y'all who thought it wasn't legit, this is the only place you're gonna be learning from me. I'm gonna get straight to work. Obviously, you signed up for this because you know your basics. I'm gonna test you to really see if you know your basics. So now it's what to do with everything. The stomps, the balance point, the posture. Since we're starting from the bottom, this is balance. So you move around. You always want to be on the ball or the heel of your feet when you're moving around in KRUMP. When you stomp, it's different when you stomp, making a statement. Boom. That's a statement, but you don't always want to be heavy-footed in the session or in the battle. Sometimes you want to stomp light so you can move afterwards. Alright, so stomping is not just to make noise. Stomping is to switch. Each time your foot hits the ground, some part of your body should be activated. If I stomp, something should move after. A stomp is just not to make noise. I know that's what people think when you stomp in the house, you're making statements. But every time your foot hits the ground, that's a trigger for something else. Even if I stomp here, each time my foot hits the ground, your body's supposed to move in some type of way. So that's just balance. That's a step up from your balance voice, which is 1, 2, 3, bang. Like that's a step up. So now when my foot hits the ground, like I'm moving now. Each time my foot hits the ground. So arm swings, that's just that. That's what it sounds like. If you don't know what an arm swing is, get yourself the basic package. Arm swing, the speed of it and the technique of an arm swing is not how hard I go when I throw my arms. People are like, I'm a powerhouse. I throw my arm crazy. It's not about that. It's about this. If I throw my arm, the snatch back point is in my elbow. I snatch it back with the elbow. It's the snap here that creates speed for the arm swing. This can be broad all the way, but it's just going to come straight down. It's not going to mean anything. If you want it to be fast, you snatch that elbow back. You relax after. That's the key. Don't arm swing and hold it. Arm swing and relax. So you can move around, move to your next thing. It's supposed to be effortless. The jab, same thing. When I jab, you're supposed to feel the lock in your elbow. Bang. And it has to rumble you in a kind of way. Rumble, that's basic too. So now I'm adding my rumble with my jab. Bang. The lock in my elbow causes this type of earthquake motion. Call it the rumble. You can use it in other things. It's not just off the jab. You can just rumble just because. But in this case, the locking of the elbow, bang, makes me rumble. So that's a jab. The speed of a jab comes from here. It has nothing to do with your shoulder. I see so many people jab from the shoulder. This doesn't make your jab crazy. Going like this doesn't make, a lot of ladies do this. Ladies, take it from here. This is the only place the jab exists. This is the shape of it, but I'm shooting from my elbow to my wrist. Now let my hands do the work and explaining of what I'm trying to express. The jab is just here, simple. You don't have to train these super crazy, but know the meaning of it. The jab is to stop time, split second in your krump or in your round. Bang, chops the beat, stops you for a split second. You can't just flow into everything when it comes to krump. Krump is like random emotions, random moments come together, make a big picture. So when I jab, and your posture is important. This is my balance. This is just a regular jab. This is what you're going to be looking like if you just use balance. But when I change my posture, my feet hit the ground, bang, I understand what the jab is. Otherwise, you'll just be doing this all day. And some krumpers, if you do this, they just turn your body. Understand what that means? Bang, chop the beat up. Jab from here, elbow to wrist. Boom, lock it up, feel the rumble in your body. That's like the level up from the basic jab. The speed of it comes on the expert level. But this is just locking it up, understanding what the jab is. Locking the elbows. Bang. Bang. It's supposed to come out of nowhere. If I double jab, bang, I'm supposed to feel that lock. My rumble becomes stronger. Next thing, posture. It changes your angle. You can have the same bang, the same arm placements. But if you change your angle, it's different. If I'm here, I bang out. This is here. This is camera angle. Everybody dances for the camera nowadays. YouTube is real popping for krump. That is no way to learn. Here, you gotta experience this. Like put it in your body. Put the bang in your body. Now switch the angle. The bang is gonna be different. Your motion is gonna be different. Everything that you know, try to do it in 3 different angles. Like,
try new Colgate Total Decay and Enamel Defense. It fortifies your teeth against cavities and acid damage.
becomes angles. If I have no posture, I can't create any angles with my body. If my arms want to do one thing, if I'm only on the level of I just know how to do a little bit of arms, you're going to need a lot of posture in order to start understanding, oh, I like this angle, I like being up, I like being down here, I just like everything on the KRUMP level, I like being live. It's different dimensions. The dimensions are on the expert level because dimensions are for people that you already know what all this is. Like you're trying to find yourself and keep yourself. That's what the expert level is for. But since we on this level, now you have to find out what posture can do